Hello, there we are. All right. Table A. Those of you at home, here you go in a knife fight with a crab that lasts 90 seconds. Archie is able to swing his own knife 36 times. What is the unit rate of swings per second for Archie's attempt to take down this crustacean menace? And what if the fight lasted for 150 seconds? Let's go ahead. You're going to pause the video, think about that, write anything down, and then let's do this. Okay, let's see here, guys. I would love to get a little bit of help on this from, let's see here, that's going to be Emanuela. So the story goes that there's this 90-second knife fight that Archie's got with a crab. So it lasts 90 seconds. Let's see here. 90 seconds. And he's able to get 36 swings at the crab. How could you use that to calculate the unit rate? What do you think? So 90 seconds divided by 36 swings. So let's see here. I'm going to grab my calculator here. You guys got to help me, but you got to sing it from the heart. Otherwise, it's not going to work, okay? Yeah, it's just that I have ones that have frames now. Like the other ones have clear frames. Yeah, that is what it is. I know. People like new glasses, and some people are like, you wear glasses? TI SmartView TM emulator software for the TI-30X/TI-34 Multiview. Sing louder! TM calculators, Texas Instruments, validating software license. Dot, 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 dot. Dot. You guys have to sing from the heart. See, like that was a little better. Some of you guys were singing it from the heart. I don't know. Anyway, 90 divided by 36 is 2.5. That is 2.5 seconds per swing. 2.5 seconds per swing. Now, the other question was, how many swings could he get in 150 seconds? So, Emanuela, what would I do with 2.5 seconds per swing and 150 seconds to make that work? Beautiful. 150 seconds, and we're going to divide that by 2.5 seconds per swing. And you're going to see that the units do something here. 150 divided by 2.5 is 60. And then look at what happens here. This is seconds divided by seconds per swing. But when I divide fractions, it's so because technically this is seconds over 1 divided by seconds per swing, which is keep, change, flip. The seconds divide out, and you get 60 swings. That's perfect. That's beautiful. How many of us were able to get 60 swings out of that? Perfect. Did anybody get a different unit rate? Melissa, what did you do when you were getting the unit rate? So 36 swings divided by 90 seconds, because I think that technically that's what the warm-up was asking for, was swings per second, but that's okay. You got the same answer, and that's all right. This is good to talk about. And then 36 divided by 90 is 0.4. So 0.4 swings per second. I've had some people complain about that because they're like, how can you swing 0.4 times? You really can't. I mean, you're swinging or you're not. But what it's saying, guys, is you are not doing you're not swinging every single second. In fact, I actually really like Emanuela's one right here because it kind of illustrates what that's trying to tell you, is that every 2.5 seconds, Archie gets a swing in at this crab. Now, did you divide 150 by 0.4 to get the 60 swings, though, Melissa? Yes, because 150 seconds times 0.4 swings per second divides the seconds out, and you're going to find that you still get 60 swings. Okay. There's one other way that I could see you guys solving this, and that's by using a proportion. So we know that if this is a proportional relationship, then our 36 swings divided by 90 seconds should be equal to an unknown number of swings, which I'll call X, divided by 150 seconds. Right? That is something that can definitely happen. To simplify this, I'm actually going to get rid of those units. 36 over 90 equals X over 150. And there's a bunch of ways that you can do this. You could just do 36 divided by 90, which is 0.4, equals X over 150. Multiply both sides by 150, and you still get 60 equals X. That still works. It all works out in the end, but today we're going to be focusing on this because there are situations where we do need to use the proportion, and we need to be able to make sure that we can solve those. Let's see, guys. It is the 62nd day of school. The sum of the number of faces, edges, and vertices of both the dodecahedron and icosahedron is 62. That is, if you take these two figures over here, the icosahedron and the dodecahedron, so the icosahedron is this guy, who's the 20-sided object. The dodecahedron is this guy, which is a 12-sided object. If you take the number of faces, which on an icosahedron is 20, the number of edges, which if you count up all the sides of those triangles, and then all the vertices, you count up all the little corners. If you add them together, you're going to get 62. But the same goes for the dodecahedron. If you count all 12 faces and all the sides of those pentagons and all the corners, you're still going to get 62. It's National Baklava Day. Where are you on baklava? Big thumbs up. It's the best. Big thumbs down. You hate it. Big shrug. You don't know what it is. Really? Oh, you know what? I'll bet you guys, even if you don't think you've had baklava, I'll bet you've had it. Can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Can someone explain what baklava is? Yes, Emanuela.
I don't know if the word is for English, but it's like phyllo, and then it's like nuts inside, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's like honey, kind of.
I love it. Let me guess, your family is Greek, right? Yeah, because you know the proper name of the little layers. It's basically, guys, do you know when you go to the Greek festival and they have that thing that's just a bunch of little layers of flaky stuff that they have drowned in honey and butter and nuts?
Yeah.
It's super sticky. Like, if you guys have genuinely never had baklava, I highly recommend you have it. It is delightful. It is yummy. It is so good, you guys. It's also very messy, though. And the thing is, after you eat it, you're like, I need a napkin. And then you try to use a napkin, and the napkin just sticks to your hands, and you're like, oh. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. What is our first essential question? And I would love to get that from Henry. Let's do it. May we practice setting up and solving proportional equations. Okay? Okay, classic NES games. Before they were the face of Nintendo, and even before they were Super, these siblings were introduced to the world in this 1983 game bearing their names. Does anyone know what that name of that game was? Yeah, Tice. Mario Brothers, yes, Mario Brothers, which is abbreviated Bros. And then Winter Olympics events, that is indeed hockey. Hockey is the correct answer, hockey. Very good. Let's do this, guys. Underneath all this, got a pencil? You can do better than that. Got a pencil?
Absolutely.
Table F especially could use you a little bit more. Here we go. Today, sorry, table E, excuse me. Solving proportional equations. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at this one, guys. If I have an equation that looks like this, x over 9 equals 5 over 12. We're saying that these are proportional. That is, that It's almost like if we had a table of values and I was like, suppose this is a proportion. 5 goes in, 12 comes out. X goes in, 9 comes out. So my question is, what could I have multiplied 5 by to get 12, and what do I need to multiply x by in order to get 9, and what was x to begin with? There's a lot of ways to do this one. I'll tell you, you can actually do this one very similarly to how I set up this guy right here. So why don't you guys talk to each other? What do you think we could do to try to solve this? There's more than one way, but what do you guys think we could do to try to solve this proportions? I'm saying this divided by this is the same as that divided by that. I just want to know what it was that I divided by. Give it a shot and teach. A couple ways to do this. What do you think? Hey, whoever thought they spelled hockey wrong, you didn't. You spelled it right. Hi, Tice. That's fine. Do you have a phone on you? Great. Off you go then. Okay. Can I get you guys back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Let's see here. Addie A, were you able to come up with an answer for this? I'm glad we're talking. I'll tell you, there's a couple of ways to do it. One of them is like probably the simpler way to do it, but it really gives us some nasty numbers for a second, but we're going to be okay. Here's what I would do. One way you could do this, Addie, is can you tell me if I actually do that division? I mean, that's just a number. What is 5 divided by 12? You can just punch that in your calculator. So that means x over 9 is equal to 0. Did you say 416 repeating? Like that? I mean, that's true. If you actually do that division and turn that into a decimal, that'll work. And even though this looks horrible, Addie, this is a one-step equation. What could I do to both sides to get x by itself? I could multiply both sides by 9 because I got to do opposites and balance. That's okay. So if I do 5 divided by 12 and I get that horrible number, and then I multiply it by 9, I get 3.75. That is to say, x was equal to 3.75. Did anybody actually come up with that beforehand? Did anybody get that? Do you guys want to see another one that's like that? Let's do another one, okay? Let's do another one like that before we crash the party and start having to do it a different way. So here we go, guys. Let's do h over 8 is equal to 13 over 25. So again, try to do this the same way that Addie just did that one, where we actually do the division to turn that into a one-step equation and then solve that one-step equation. It might be a crazy-looking number on one side, but that's okay. I'm going to show you a way to avoid those crazy-looking numbers a little later. Give it a try and teach. How come we don't have any of that down there? You don't know how to write down things that we write on the board when I say teach and you say, or when I say got a pencil and you say absolutely. You don't know how to write things down? I don't know what to do about that then. That's going to be terribly tragic. How about you join the rest of us? Here's the thing. If you weren't screwing around and talking about other things every second that I look over there, maybe I'd be a little more patient. But since you keep screwing around and just distracting people nearby and you have none of this on your paper, I am absolutely not sympathetic in the slightest. Fix that. Okay. Alrighty. Can I get you guys up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Drawing empty seats. Let's see here. Here we go. Taos, what did you do first to try to solve this? Yeah, we can turn this into a number that looks a little bit more like what we're used to seeing. 13 divided by 25. And then we get 0.52. So h over 8 equals 0.52. What could you do to solve that?
So I multiplied the 0.52 by the 8.
Great. And that's going to turn it into h equals what? What did you get? Yeah. 4.16. How many of us were able to come up with h equals 4.16 on that one, or see how we got that in our tool arm? You guys doing okay? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So here's the thing, though, guys. Here, I'll grab that from you. Is that there are some of these where you can do it this way, but it gets a little bit off the rails. Yeah, Luke, you got a question for me? Oh, it's because, do you remember when we put your pencils down for a second? You don't have to write this next part. Remember when we were solving one-step equations like g over 3 equals 6? That is, this number divided by 3 is 6. What number divided by 3 is 6, Luke? 18. And we get that by multiplying both sides by 3 using opposites and balance, right? That was like a one-step equation with division there. And in fact, all of these are going to be division related, right? That's part of the situation that's happening here. So we're going to do that. Does that make sense? Like, that's why we're multiplying both sides by 8. That first step is just simplifying this side so that it's a fraction, so that it's a decimal. I mean, you don't even have to do that. You could just multiply both sides by 8 right out the gates and do 13/25 times 8, and you get 104/25, which is 4.16. That works too. But sometimes, guys, these turn out a little less. Well, let's see. Got a pencil? Absolutely. Here we go. What if I said 3 over t is equal to 15 over 7? That one is a little bit different. That one is a little bit different. When I say teach, I want you guys to say, okay, what do you think is going on here? If I'm saying 3 divided by this number is the same thing as 15 divided by 7, what could that number possibly be? Give it a try and teach. It's a pretty unpleasant number, isn't it? Yeah, that's part of what we're getting at. Part of what we're getting at. That'll work. That'll do it. So that's your calculator doing a dumb rounding thing, so that you don't have to. So the 7 doesn't really exist. It's just that it's rounding and doesn't understand how the world works. Your calculators turn out are a lot dumber than you are. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, calculators are not very smart when it comes to.
How do you know if it's rounding or not?
So I would assume, like on your calculator, I would assume that it's rounding. Yes, sir. Do you have an answer for this one?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, perfect. That sounds good. Do you have a phone on you? Great. Let's talk about it. Let's take a look. Okay. Can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? So there's a couple of ways to do this one. Let's see here. I would love to hear from, that's going to be, Thomas, how did you manage this one? Okay. Yeah, it's not a very nice number at all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see if that works. So if that's true, then 3 divided by 6.4285, all that business, should be 2.14 blah, 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 right? Let's see if that's true. So that would be 3 divided by that number, whatever it is. Oh dear, that does not look correct. So something went wrong here, and I think I know exactly what. When you did 15 divided by 7, you got 2.14 something. So this is 3 over t equals 2.14 blah, 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 blah. Then you multiply both sides by 3. But the problem is, I'm not dividing by 3 on this. I'm actually dividing by t, right? I'm dividing by t. So there is a way to do it the way that you're talking about that I think is a little more complex. I can show it to you, guys, in a second, and then you can decide if you like it or not. But there's another one that I saw. Archie, what did you do?
I did 50 divided by 5 to like get the multiplication of across. So 3 times 5 is 15. So 5t equals 7. So 7 divided by 5 is 1.4. So I did.
Yeah, very good. So if this is a proportion, guys, if this is a proportion, which it is, 3 times 5 would give me 15. That means that t times 5 should give me 7. So t times 5 would be equal to 7. And if you divide both sides by 5, you should get t is equal to what, Archie? 1.4. Very good. That was nice because we could avoid really nasty numbers. There's one other thing you need to know, though, that sometimes the nasty numbers are just unavoidable, and I don't want to have to do them until the very end. So here's one last way you can do this. Got a pencil? 3 over t equals, haha, over 7, 15 over 7. Now, guys, when we have variables in the denominator, and let's face it, we'd really just dislike having to do this with these fractions at all. What you can do, guys, is you can just multiply both sides by the denominators, and that'll get rid of any fractions. Like, if I multiply this side by 7 and this side by 7, those will be gone. And I do 7 times 3, because remember, that's technically 7 over 1. And that's 21 over t equals 15. Problem is, I don't really like having that t in the denominator, but it turns out that you are allowed to multiply both sides by a variable like this. You are allowed to multiply both sides by a variable so that you can move the t out of the denominator, as long as t isn't 0, but more on that much later. So that means 21 equals 15t. We divide both sides by 15, and then 21 divided by 15. Oops. Be right with you there. I see you got your hand up. Gives us this, that's 21 divided by 15, Mr. Petersen, not multiplied by 1.4. So 1.4 equals t just as much that way as the other. Yes, go ahead, Taos.
I don't know if we already did this, but I did 3 divided by 15, and then I multiplied by 7.
Oh, wait, hang on. So you did 3 divided by 15, right? So 3 divided by 15, I wonder. I wonder how that one, so 3 divided by 15, I wonder how that, maybe that actually makes, I think I got it. I think I see how that one works. Okay, I think I got that one. All right, guys, here we go. The last way you can set this up. Got a pencil? 3 over t equals 15 over 7. Let's see if that comes out. People will do something called cross multiplication, which is really just a shortcut to doing this. Like that whole business, when you multiply both sides by 7 to clear the 7 out of one side, multiply both sides by t to clear the t out of that side. There is a shortcut way to do it, but you just want to make sure you know what's going on. If you take this t, you can multiply it by that 15. And if you take this 7, you can multiply it by that 3. And it creates this equivalent expression of 7 times 3, which is 21, equals 15 times t, which is just 15t. Did you guys see what I did there? I did 7 times 3, that's my new left side. T times 15, that's my new right side. And that's a one-step equation that's really easy to solve. and it actually involves exactly 0 nasty numbers until you get to the end. That can be the most efficient way to do these, and that would make t equal to 1.4, just like the last one. Let's see what you guys can do with that. I'm going to give you one here, and I want to see what you can manage. Got a pencil? Y over 2 equals, wait, sorry, we already did that one. My fault. Sorry. Never mind. This is y over 8 equals 12 over 20. So whether you simplify one side and then solve a one-step equation, whether you clear out the fractions, or you cross-multiply, go ahead and do whatever feels natural with this one. See what you guys can do and teach. Yes, Penny.
How do you know if like it doesn't work to go the normal?
All the ways will totally work. It's just some of them are going to get really dicey. Like that's kind of what happened to Thomas, is that would work. Like that method would work, but you have to be really careful with how you do it. Otherwise, it gets really dicey. And that's why it might be easier to just clear out the fractions and solve it like a one-step equation with division. Okay. Can I get you guys back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We drew the fruit barrel. We drew the fruit barrel. Let's see here. So I'm going to grab one of those. Let's see here. It's a red one. Summer. All righty. So, Miss Summer, what did you get for your Y here? Let's talk about it. Which method made the most sense to you? Divide and multiply like a one-step equation, kind of like how we did on these ones, or clearing out the fractions by multiplying both sides by 8, multiplying both sides by 20, or that cross-multiplication shortcut? Okay, so let's do it. What do you get when you divide those? That means that y divided by 8 is equal to 0.6. That's a one-step equation, Summer. How could I solve that one-step equation? Yeah. And what is 0.6 times 8? There you go. How many of us were able to get y equals 4.8 for that? Beautiful. There you go, Summer. Well done. Ready? There you go. Hey, did somebody do that a different way? Did somebody do that a different way? What'd you do, Mira? Let's see what that looks like. Y over 8 equals 12 over 20. Talk me through it. And that was, and that would be my new right-hand side. Which is? Same answer. How many of us prefer doing it the way that Summer did it if you can? How many of us are just going to wind up doing this one every time? And again, it's up to you guys. I would say that Summer's way is a little bit simpler, but it's just that it doesn't work every time. That sometimes that makes things really difficult. Shall I show you an example where that really kind of goes off the rails? Uh-huh. Got a pencil? Here we go. This one's going to be 50 over 17 is equal to 19 over 2g. Yes. 50 over 17 equals 19 over 2g. Again, it is possible to do this Summer's way, where you divide this and then solve that way. But I'm going to tell you guys, I don't know that I would recommend it. So see what you guys can do with this. Remember, if we can create a new left-hand side and a new right-hand side, maybe we can make this easier for ourselves. Give it a try and teach.
Wait, would you do this? Would you do like 100G?
Yes.
Can you
You can. It doesn't matter which side it's on, ultimately. So if you do 50 times 2g is 100g, but now you have to do 17 times 19, whatever that is, that's going to be the other side of your equation, and it doesn't even matter which side that's on. Hello.
After you like get both the answers, what do you do?
Oh, this is perfect. You set them equal to each other. So instead of putting them in a fraction, gross. Sorry. Turn that into this equals that.
Okay.
Yeah, do that instead. I'm sorry my pen barfed on your paper. Perfect. Okay. Hello there. What can I do for you,
I don't
Skylar?
know if I did this right. So like I did summer wave and then I divided these two.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to this. Do I multiply by the two and then the
You
G?
sure can. Yeah. Then you would multiply by the G. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. I got these two for like the cross.
That's right.
Then do you divide them?
So yeah, because it turns into an equation like this. So now there's a secret multiply here. How do I undo that?
Then you divide.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can I get you guys back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Let's see here, guys. I'd love to get a little bit of help, and this one's going to come from River. River, how did you manage this? Did you use the cross multiplication, or did you try to divide 50 and 17? How'd you do this? Yeah, again, it will work, but these numbers kind of go off the rails on us, right? And the thing is, I even saw some students who got that far and then multiplied both sides by 2g, and what you wind up getting is that g equals 19. So you need to do 19 divided by like that horrible number. But again, that will work. That will work. The problem is I don't want you guys to round any of that, right? So you'd have to write a whole lot of digits or use the answer key there. I recommend doing cross multiplication on this one. Like I know that's a shortcut. Really what's happening is we're multiplying both sides by 17 and by 2g. So here's what we would do. We would do this. We would do this. River, what is 17 times 19? No, punch that in your calculator. That's okay. It's all right. If someone's giving you the answer, like, oh, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the steps. So go for it. 323. And then what's 2g times 50? Well, what's g times 50? 50g, right? What if there were two g's instead of just one, though? Well, think about it like this. You still are, absolutely. So what we're doing here is 2g times 50. So think about it like this. Let's say that g is how much a goat costs, and you've got 2 goats. And then you've got 50 sets of 2 goats. How many total goats are you selling? So you've got 50 sets of 2 goats. How many total goats? Yeah, 100 goats. So it would be 100g is equal to 323. This is where the answer is coming from, River. Is we're going to divide both sides by 100, and you get g equals 3.23. Okay? Table C? Totally get it. I totally get it, River. You're fine. You're fine. That's why we're talking, right? I'm not talking because I'm expecting everyone to know the right answer right out the gates. If I was doing that, there'd really be no point to it. Okay, I've got one more thing that you need to see before I go, because again, there's going to be a substitute tomorrow and on Wednesday, because I'll be writing some RISE questions for your future RISE tests. I'm going to try and make them. I'm going to try to make. I don't know if I can make them easy, but I will try to make them fun. Okay. Got a pencil? I have something that you need to see that you might make you unhappy, but it's going to be okay. Shh. Table A. We got to get through this one. What if I told you that 12 over 5 was equal to 5 over 10 minus g? Uh-huh. I know. I know. No, I know. I know. I know. But this is why. I'll wait. We got to get through this problem. If that bell rings, it's no skin off my nose. I'll just hold it. I'll just hang on to you guys till we can finish this problem. You just keep talking over me over there. Okay. Guys, cross multiplication does a really good job getting us out of this mess. What is 5 times 5? Everyone, 5 times 5 is? 25. Now, this side is 10 minus g times 12, which is just another way of saying 12 times 10 minus g. Does that make sense how I got this? I'm just doing this times this with parentheses around it. And then you can solve it however the heck you want to. 120 minus 12g equals 25. Then you can subtract 120, divide by negative 12, and you'll be in business. We're just about out of time here, guys. There will be a video for you guys to watch to finish this off tomorrow, as well as a self-assessment. And then on Wednesday, you guys are going to have a review for our skill check on Thursday when I return, okay? That's what I have for you guys. Go ahead and put this stuff away.